Oh, hi there. I wanted to take a moment to talk about my social media. I haven't made too many videos lately for various reasons. Um, One thing I did want to point out, though, is I really cannot stand Facebook. It's sort of something that's been, lingering for a while. I mean, I've always been kind of used to it being, kind of terrible. But of late, in the last few months, is garbage. Like none of it is worth even looking at, and there's nobody worth talking to on Facebook. Uh, like before, there'd be times where I didn't agree with someone and they didn't agree with me, and we'd have an argument, and at least there'd be, some sort of entertainment out of that. But I'm finding more and more often that really it's just a wall with limited information coming out of it and nothing of any interest to me. And, people go, well, why don't you just get on different forums and, talk to different people, pursue things that you are interested in. Well, I would do that, but they're not available. There's nothing there. I mean, on the sidebar where there are suggestions for forums and things like that, I'll click and, you know, and join them to see what it's all about. But I'm under the distinct impression it's just the same crowd of people that I have to talk to over and over again. And these people don't have anything interesting to say. And, it's one thing not having anything interesting to say, but it's also another thing when not only do they have nothing interesting to say, they're, you know, it's almost like they're hitting you over the head with a book and they're trying to, just nag, nag, nag. And, it's almost like, like a stupid ray that they're firing at you. And, I guess if you're not intellectually stable or formidable, then I guess you're a bit of a pushover, and I suppose that sort of psychology would work. I'm a man of 31 years. There's no way that kind of talk is going to convince me of anything. Um, I mean, like, it's got to be the same crowd of bureaucrats that I talk to, like, on a daily basis. I mean, I'm fairly, trapped where I am because of some physical things I've gone through. Got a bad neck problem right now. It's gotten a little bit worse, unfortunately, and that's grounded me basically. And it wouldn't be so bad if social media wasn't so terrible. And it's not just Facebook. I mean, YouTube has been fairly terrible as well. I mean, there are things worth watching on it, of course, if you know what you're looking for. A lot of stuff about, you know, kind of a caricature spin on history, kind of like those. I kind of like SpongeBob memes when they're talking about a historical event in a nutshell. You gotta take those with a pinch of salt. I don't think that's entirely accurate, but they're kind of entertaining to watch anyway. I guess a little bit of Colbert here and there, and that sort of thing. But as a whole, I'm not getting anything out of anybody that's worthwhile. Um, I've pursued other activities to provide intellectual stimulation, and it's really odd because I don't know anybody from the physical world who actually, comments or says anything to me on social media, and they won't mention it when I see them in the real world, anything about my social media. They won't talk about it. It's like, trying to get water out of a stone. They're just not going to talk. That's their prerogative. They can do what they want. But I'm noting that that is odd, suspicious, and, you know, yeah, you begin to notice, everyone you deal with has got a bit of an obsessive compulsive personality, and just like nobody wants to talk about anything. and most especially about any of my social media. I got over 400 videos, over 65 hours worth of content, and like, nobody says a damn word about it at all. I don't even get to talk to too many people as it is, and there's a reason for that. It's probably because I'm surrounded by bureaucrats who, don't actually care about me or wish me to be successful. In fact, they're probably impeding me from doing better. And I don't just mean the bureaucrats that I actually have, met in person. I mean ones I don't know anything about, never seen them, don't have a name to the face or anything like that, because I'm sure um, that they're around, and they're probably more likely the significant problem I'm facing because, my program is getting bogged down. What I want to do and my recovery plan from my ailments is being slowed down as well. And, I think that, I deserve the right to live a relatively normal life, maybe even a little bit better one than the average person, if that's not at all possible. We'll see. But yeah, and just I'm a bit irritated because I've felt terrible the last few weeks, last few months, but in the last few weeks in particular, I felt real terrible and yeah, very isolated. But hardly anyone to talk to. They ain't got much to say if I do get the chance to talk to them. And I think it's somebody pulling the strings somewhere along the line. And yeah, they're special kinds of assholes. They are. They just don't like me. That's the real issue. And that's fine. I don't need them to like me. In fact, I don't even care. I would rather that they just kind of lost interest and kind of fucked off. That would serve my interests quite well. But these are the kind of people that not only do they not like you, but they want to cause you a bunch of problems too. They don't like you so much, and I haven't even met these assholes yet. And I'd rather not meet them at all, to be perfectly honest with you. Um, as I said, I haven't met them. I don't know who they are. It could be anybody. A lot of shady characters and slippery, slimy looking buggers. Especially when you have any online, internet, social media dealings. And that's something a lot of people don't understand is that there are creeps on the internet, and a lot of them are actually fucking bureaucrats. I've had a few arguments, and I just stopped and went, how can you honestly have that view of things? Like, how can that be your ideological belief on a certain subject? And they talk to you like you're the one with the mental impediment or something like that, and their argument makes no fucking sense. Um, yeah, that's a thing. Um, yeah, so I mean, I really ought to not waste my time on this, but ain't got much choice. As I said, I'm fucking grounded here, man. Uh, I can't even work out as much as I would like to. I managed to work out a little bit, but not nearly as much as I want to do. Yeah, just can't do it. Um, yeah, I reckon most of my fan base are, a bunch of assholes, to tell you the truth. And yeah, they're just in the way. That's the only way to put it. They're just in the way. Um, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I mean, it's December 16th, and I'm looking at another year of like, are things actually going to get better? Or are people still going to treat me like shit? I don't know the answer to that question. I like to think things will get better, but I honestly don't know. I mean, at this point, it just looks like white man's blues. I've got a little bit of money, some nice stuff, and people go, well, I don't give a rat's ass what happens to him because they focus on their own problems, and if they see any success out of someone else and they have problems, instantly they don't give a shit because they're not successful and they got problems. That's fine, as I said. That's their prerogative, but it does make them ignorant and it does make them stupid. And if they have that kind of opinion, I find a lot of people with that kind of opinion actually are very self-conscious in the sense that they don't like being insulted themselves. So this, well, self-conscious probably wasn't the right word, but they're very hypocritical is probably what it is. Bunch of whiny bitches. I don't fucking like whining and complaining. I'd rather not do it, but uh, given the conditions that I have to go through, there are things that are obviously bullshit, and I'm told to just the underlying message is just take it for what it is, and it's from my position, it just looks like a rotten deal. Looks like rubbish. Anyway, so this is kind of my, not to the point but vague explanation as to why I haven't been making too many videos lately. I just haven't been feeling physically up to it. It's not that I ain't got ideas, I still got ideas. And there are things I like to talk to you guys about. It's like there are some hockey videos I would have liked to have made. I will do that at a future point in time when I feel a little bit less shitty. Um, yeah, really, really, fuck, am I irritated with social media. I can't believe people think if they, as a group, if they figure they talk to you like you're stupid for long enough, that you will become stupid. Yeah, there's the old saying that, it takes a community to raise someone or a village to raise someone as opposed to, just singular effort. But, damn, like you got everyone talking to you like you're stupid, or they have their slant on things, and it's supposed to. It's got like a manipulative effect, and that's what social media is. And to be honest, I don't think really anybody should be on it because the people who are in charge are, I could sit here and call them names, insult them all I want. Um, it won't actually offend them, and it'd be a waste of my breath. But believe me, they are the lowest of the life forms on this planet. And I ain't much care what background they got or who they think they are or how much money they make or what job they have or whatever. Uh, from my point of view, most of them are absolute dirt. They're trash. They're rubbish. They're any, kind of insult you want to hurl at them. And I'd rather not have to deal with them. But I don't see them. I don't hear much from them. But yeah, I know those creepers are around. I know they are. Like I can sense it. I just know. And it doesn't make going to sleep very easy at night, knowing that there are people who have vindictive personalities and um, at least have before said rotten things about me, if not currently saying rotten things about me. And it's not to help build my character or anything like that, or, encourage me to do better. It's more to mask whatever negative trait that they have with their assumption of me, in the sense that they've had, you know, uh, I don't know. I don't know. I can only speculate from here, but I think there have been people who had the wrong idea about me, and now it's coming to light, and they look stupid. And to be honest with you, I don't give a damn about that. That's their problem, not mine. In fact, at this point, it's got nothing to do with me. It's their own blithering ignorance and stupidity is their problem. I just don't want them coming around making it my problem. And these low lives, they'll be around at some point. I know they will. Probably when I start to feel a bit better, I guess. Um, I am, kind of concerned because I don't think ordinary rules of society. Um, I don't think they'll have those in mind when they go to deal with me in whatever manner, because I have noticed in particular the last few months, but for a long time actually, that you know the way I've been talked to is, who really is the crazy one here? Who's the one? Who is it? Is it me or is it you? Because I'm beginning to think it's them. Like their perspective and how they've gone about talking to me and dealing with me, and what could be going on, what might not be going on. I mean, endless possibilities I could think of from my perspective because I know very little. But I swear to God, I think that a lot of people, they got to be Looney Tunes or something like that. They must have something wrong with them. Uh, here in Canada, we like to think that, we've evolved a little bit and we're not, throwbacks or anything like that. This isn't the Roman Colosseum. Um, it's, not the Viking invasion. It's not the Napoleonic Wars. It's not any of that stuff. But believe you me, there are a lot of people who use social mechanisms to basically exercise their authority. And what are they doing? What are they doing? They just look like a fucking lunatic. And a lot of people, they can't explain their situation when they're exercising their authority. They don't want to do it. They don't want you to know anything. So really, I have said this before, but really it amounts to them, basically grunting at you or, making some sort of animal posture or demeanor to exercise their authority. And I go, if you can't properly communicate why it is you're going about doing something and why you're the authority figure, you don't got the time, don't got the patience, don't got the intellect to explain yourself in a proper manner, then, well, and this is also taken into consideration that what I just said, how they go about exercising their authority, telling you nothing, um, vague notion of them being an authority figure, blah, 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 blah. To me, what that sounds like is they're a fucking ape. Go back to the fucking jungle if you want to fucking act like that to exercise your authority. You ain't got the fucking intellect to properly explain yourself? Then fuck off. Go back to the fucking jungle. Um, it's amazing, isn't it? Fucking 2017, it's nearly 2018, and we still have to deal with authority figures that do not have the intelligence to explain anything to anybody. And all they are is about to run around, making you jump through every fucking hoop and treating you like trash. And getting hyper offended even at the very smallest um, discretion, or do something they don't like, or you could just contradict them. You could be right in your own way, or at least not wrong, and they will still get hyper offended and basically stamp their feet and storm out the door. And that's because they don't have the brains to explain themselves. And that's one aspect of it. And the other aspect of it is they're, probably, I speculate on this because I haven't seen it myself, but they could actually be batshit crazy too. Um, I don't know. A little bit concerned about it. I don't think anybody in my position could be where I am and not be a tad bit concerned of such things. Um, I don't know. I don't see enough going on. I don't hear enough, uh, and I don't have enough proper communication with people to really know what exactly is going on, because there's definitely a bureaucratic mess surrounding my social media. And that'd be one thing if it were just on my social media, but it's affecting me in my physical form, which obviously I got a problem with. I mean, if they're just on social media, they can call me whatever names they want to, uh, based on their jealousy, most likely. But anyway, they could do that. Wouldn't give a rat's ass, because I could walk away from the computer and that would be it. Wouldn't be bothered by it. But, you know, I think there's some cheeseheads out there that have deliberately caused me problems in the real world. Not on cyberspace, not on the internet, but in the real world. I know this for a fact. Like, I have no delusions that there are assholes out there that do not like me just because of my particular beliefs on certain things, and they like to dig through all my social media to use anything I've said or written down on a post or whatever as justification for whatever they've done. Um, and to that I say, go through everything. Go through it all. Watch all my videos. Go through every post I've ever made on social media, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, or whatever. Go through it all, because you're not going to find anything. That's a fact. Um, they got shit. They got nothing on me. Um, and I think there are some people that were held in high esteem who misjudge my personality, and they look rather stupid right now. And am I supposed to give one tinker's fuck if they look stupid? No. They played a game, they took a chance, they made a bet that whatever of me would happen, and it didn't pan out for them. And to that I say, I give zero fucks about their problem. Zero. I mean, it's funny because in the reverse situation, not only would they get zero fucks, but who knows what they would do? They wouldn't take it, they wouldn't be sitting on their hands. That's for sure. I'm not doing that either, but as an actual thing. But metaphorically speaking, I'm not interested in doing anything because they're not worth my time. I don't care if you got, fancy job position within YouTube or Facebook or any of that shit. To me, you're nobody. You're garbage. You don't even exist. And I ain't got much time or interest in ever meeting you or dealing with you. I'd rather you just fucked off and stayed fucked off. Um, Obviously. I don't think that's going to work, me saying that. I would like the idea that they would just fuck off. But I don't think they're going to leave me alone. That's the thing. Uh, Things happen slowly, but they eventually happen. And only a matter of time before I start having to deal with these, I don't use the term loosely, people. Uh, they're more like, cretins, um, disgusting mole men, or anything, whatever you want to call them, man. I didn't make this video to start hurling insults at, people whom I've never met or know or don't know their name or anything about them. I'm just saying, I don't want to meet them. They ain't worth knowing. And if they could kindly fuck off, I would appreciate that. Anyway, I've rambled on for about 25 minutes now, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. And this is mostly explaining why I'm annoyed with not just Facebook, but also YouTube and the same crowd of assholes I have to talk to all the time who have nothing interesting to say. And, you know, uh, are just yeah, they're just really irritating me. That's all they're doing. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.